Good evening, everyone. This is the Reseller Six Pack, number 58. Who would have thought it would have gone this long, right?
Me.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Whatever. Just because you're the brainchild behind it. I see how it is. Tonight, what we're going to talk about tips, tricks, and sources. So, originally, we had a pirate ship was scheduled, but they canceled out. So we decided I just theme and we'll go on without them. So let's go ahead and figure out what everybody's drinking and who they are. Go first.
Who's going first?
John.
Oh, I am? Sorry, you were cutting out, Ben. I am drinking
am I cutting out still?
Yeah. Lord Hobo Boom Sauce. New England IPA. Pretty good.
Sauce. All right, Mr. Lonnie.
Hey guys, I'm Lonnie, also known as Garage Flips on YouTube. And Candace bought a jug of this last night. This is some kind of frosé stuff. It's got like, I think it's got like some kind of like cheap champagne type or sparkling wine type stuff, and then some vodka, and then something else in it. But it's pretty good. We drank half of it last night. I'm going to finish off the other half of it on the show tonight. So I've got a cup full, and I've got this in reserve.
Bottle. It's looking pretty haggard. What happened? Is it like the alcohol eating its way through? Or what?
No.
I'm not going to say it.
No. What happened is it was still pretty frozen when we cracked it last night.
Nice.
And then so I was like squeezing it to get it out of there. So.
That's what she said.
All right, let's see. Andy, you're next up. Andy.
Oh, sorry. I got a new router. My internet's like cutting in and out, I think. So, all right. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm Andy, the Parrot Head Picker. And tonight I am now drinking iced tea. I've been drinking all morning, been watching football for the last about 7 hours. And I just switched to tea. I got a bunch of buddies have been pestering me to go meet them down at the bar, go watch Bear Packer game. So I guess I'm heading there after this is over. So I better pace myself before I get down there, and then the night just turns real ugly on me. So tea it is.
Shane.
Oh, how's it going, everybody? I'm Shane, the Rising Rhyme Picker, and I'm drinking some green tea. I've been going to the gym a lot lately and eating healthy. I've been training because it's fantasy football season, and I have to get ready for mine and Lonnie's matchup. So I have to train a lot for this.
Shane, what is
lifting weights? I mean, you gotta really
You got
put
to
in
tap
the
the
work.
screen.
Can you hit the pickup for a waiver wire?
I mean, I've been practicing like pick up, like over and over again. I mean, super in the zone this year.
All right, Steve and Steph.
Hi guys, Steve, Steph, Jerry's somewhere.
Sorry, we're late.
Yeah, Steve's drinking something.
I'm drinking this. But before I talk about my drink, sorry we're late. I noticed Lonnie had a giant urine sample. What's going on?
Dude, if this is a urine sample, I would be going
You need to go to the doctor. Now, I'm drinking. This is got a banana, some blueberries, strawberries, a bunch of vegetables. Just goodness.
Steve's greens,
Steve's greens, Steph made for me.
Yeah.
I'm anticipating a 4-hour show tonight.
Wow.
Wow.
Long run. And I'm drinking probably, I don't know, LaCroix or something later, but I gotta go find one. We were running late. We met with a customer, so.
Nice.
No problem. Miss Tanya.
Hey, everybody. I'm Tanya, Thrifty Treasures, and tonight I am drinking. You ready? Dr. Thunder.
That looks funny.
And I am products, and I am drinking passion fruit water. So liver up this year. let's go ahead and get it started. Who wants to start it out? Why don't we dime you out here quick and like?
Somebody's breaking up, or is it us?
Yeah, I can't understand what you're saying, Dwayne.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to start with Tanya, though.
Oh no, I'm not the one to start
Sure.
with. Oh no.
Okay, you know what? I'll go first then, and then Tanya can go. How about that?
Okay.
Does that work? All right. Okay, there are 4 things that I recommend everyone keep around their eBay shack if you have an eBay shack.
Did you say 4 things? Are you about to steal all of our tips? Dude, pace yourself, man. One at a time.
Dude, look, this show is going to go so off the rails tonight.
You know, one of them's going to be that trophy, John.
Anyway, let me get started. All right, so look, I use this a lot. This is a bottle of Goo Gone. That comes in very handy. I use it all the time. For light cleaning, where I don't want to like really use a lot of solvent, but I want to clean up a little bit. Windex works really well on a lot of surfaces without being very harmful. I use this a lot. As a matter of fact, I almost need another bottle. Solvent-wise, isopropyl alcohol is excellent for a lot of different things. These are things, and look, this is getting low too. This is stuff I actually use like every day. And finally, this is the magic bottle here. Deoxy D5. This is used on electronic contacts, like for volume knobs, like potentiometers and stuff like that inside of stereo equipment. It can be used if you're cleaning up like video game cartridges, the contacts. Give them a quick hit with this, give them a quick rub down with a Q-tip, and they're good. You can also use something like this on those contacts, but I found that when you use this on contacts, it can actually get reoxidized again, and even in the span of like a couple of weeks and not work. But when you use something like this, deoxy stuff, it'll be good and it'll stay good. So,
is that something, Lonnie? Like in California, there's a lot of things we can't get because of what it's made of. Do you think that is something that's cancer-causing warnings on it or anything?
I mean, yeah, I definitely would not eat it or inhale it or drink it or anything.
They don't even let us buy this stuff. Is that
Dude, I don't know.
Lonnie, I gotta jump in here, bud. I'm not sure if you read the title of the video. Like, this is all good stuff. Very good tips. But the title of our show tonight is shipping.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Can we start over? Lonnie, are you serious? It's called shipping?
Oh my goodness. Lonnie, when you started talking, I scribbled this to Steph. It's hard to read writing, but I scribbled topic with a question mark.
Hey, Lonnie, don't feel bad. I thought it was like a tips and tricks type of video. I didn't know it was shipping tips and tricks. So yeah, hey, you're not alone.
Right, I was panicking. I didn't know what was going on.
I'm looking at it now, and I'm seeing. All I saw was tips, tricks, and sources, but now I see the shipping. Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
First word.
All right, you're up, Tanya.
I panicked, so I thought I would just follow Lonnie's lead.
Oh no!
I went and got this tank. So
Show us a good bottle of solvent or something.
I want to jump in here real quick. I want to touch on one of the things Lonnie was talking about. Hey, on the deoxidizer stuff that you're putting on the pins for cartridges and stuff.
On it.
Do you have you ever used like Brasso?
No, but I've heard some people
because that's actually what I use is Brasso, and that seems to work, but it's kind of time consuming and it stinks and what have you, but it does work like really well. I was just kind of curious if that's something you used or not for doing contacts or what have you.
I haven't tried it, but I probably had about 20 people over the past couple of years tell me in the comments of the video, you should be using Brasso, or I've had people tell me to use the Deoxy stuff before or whatever. But yeah, I think there's several things that work.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Tanya. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. I wanted to hit him while it was still fresh in my mind.
You're fine. Well, like I said, I was going to follow Lonnie's lead, and I panicked. I got this. This is awesome, you guys. I buy this at U-Haul. and it's self-sticking tape. And it's good to like cover up, like if you're going to sell something on Poshmark and you don't want to use, or you want to use an eBay box, but you don't want eBay to be on there, you could just cover it up with this stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, and you don't have to worry about having scissors or nothing. It's really, really nice. I love this stuff. And you can even tear it. You can just tear it real easy with your hands.
Nice.
So that's my shipping tip trick.
Is it like a craft tape or what? Like
Yeah.
It looks plasticky, but is it brown like a box? Is it
Yeah.
like matte like a box?
Yeah, it's matte, definitely.
Oh, okay. I've never seen that.
Yeah. I've only seen it at U-Haul though. I mean, like I've never seen it at Walmart or anywhere.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know about it is because I have to go to U-Haul to get my peanuts, right? So that's the only place I can buy peanuts around here.
You say U-Haul or U-Line? You get your peanuts from U-Haul?
U-Haul, yeah, right down the street.
Wow.
It's like they're like $5 a bag, and it's a really big bag.
Oh, that's good. What is U-Line?
They're good for breakables too.
Awesome.
When I ship breakables, it's like I ship it in a box, and that's when I use the peanuts.
Nice. Do you have something like that you store the peanuts up high and then you just like release them? Like you put your box underneath it and then it releases, or do you just kind of throw them all in there?
Yeah, I wish I was that fancy.
Me too. I wish I was too.
Right?
I've seen that setup. It's pretty cool.
We
I
have
have
one.
too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You guys have that?
Yeah, but we don't. Steve won't let me put it in the house because it's giant and blue and it'd be hanging from our living room right as you walk in the front door. It's huge. So I've always just
Freaking
kept it.
massive.
It is.
It's
Like
like
an accent piece.
4 foot by 4 foot.
Uh-huh.
It's like a chandelier.
I want it like right here,
And
in
it's
this
blue.
room somewhere. Because it would be so cool just to pinch that thing and let all the peanuts fall in there. I just want to use it. But we picked it up when we bought our shrink wrap machine. They just gave it to us.
It
So
would be fun, but in the house, no. I have to draw the line somewhere. It's surprising I'm drawing the line. No.
I want it.
it.
Put it right above the bed somewhere, wherever.
Wow, what are y'all into, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Whose turn is it?
All right, go ahead, Steve. It's your turn. I saw you pull up
What are you doing?
a tape machine there, so
Yeah.
let's see it.
Dwayne, first off,
He's pausing for effect.
First off, thanks for hosting, Dwayne. You are. I haven't said this to you. You're one of the nicest guys I know, and I'm being serious. And we never say that like live. Like when you and I are chatting in that private chat thing we do naked. I say it there. No, I'm being serious though. Seriously, Dwayne, you're a freaking nice dude, man. You're real generous, and I think you deserve more recognition. So, cheers with this to you, Dwayne.
Wow, that was nice.
Huge stuff, Steve.
Yeah, he's
Cheers, Dwayne.
I've been feeling it with Dwayne. Hey, Steph is going to explain this,
Appreciate
but it is freaking awesome.
okay.
Here, let's give him a good.
As you guys know, we do lots of like liquidation and stuff, and so or we buy, stuff from companies when they go out of business. That's where all these seem to come from. But we've sold a lot of these over the years. And it's not something you have to have, but it's so fun to
If you
have.
can get it for free or super cheap, it is, man, this thing is so cool.
It's one of those wet tape machines where you
Oh,
like Amazon tape or whatever, puts it on the box, makes it wet, makes it glue on there. It's awesome.
Y'all
Those things stick like the boxes like really good too.
Yes.
We have
Me too.
paper. I think we've only paid for paper one time, the tape.
Yeah.
We've got paper
We bought a
at
pallet
auctions
of it.
Yeah.
And it's like for the misprints. So for some company that prints these things must have sold their misprints to this auction or auctioned it off. So we have all these weird Trump. We had one that said Trump on it. It said Trump. So we're always hoping that, around election time, we were hoping that the, UPS man or FedEx man or whatever wasn't going to just destroy the package.
You can set this to how long you want to cut the tape as well. Got a little water thing here you change.
But
It's
really nice because I remember like getting over the sink with a sponge and using that stuff.
yeah, you can do that too. If you buy the tape, you can
well,
just
you
use a
don't want to do
sponge.
that. You want to do
But
this.
if you guys, just a bolo, if you guys can find these, it's called a Better Pack 333 machine, but they have it where there's like a heated thing, but we just have the regular water one. But even if you get this, they're rusted a lot in this area, but they sell for parts for a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
But if you can get one just to flip it, get it, you know, keep an eye out for it.
Here's a tip.
It's a great one.
I'll give you a little tip.
All right.
That one we bought. Well, we basically didn't buy it. We bought. There was a electronics place was liquidating, and at the end they were just giving us stuff. That there was 2 of them, and we kept a nicer one. But we've got one on Shop Goodwill before, and flipped that. So if you just put that search in Shop Goodwill, or look in the local apps on
Craigslist.
always look for businesses going out of business, and it's surprising how many of those we've seen and sold. So
And very few people know what they are. Like if they don't work there or know what it is, they don't know it's worth a lot of money. Like they're expensive. But try to get one and you don't have to keep it, just flip it. But they're definitely worth grabbing if you can find them. Rusty or old, they will sell.
I'm more about using it for
At
shipping.
my job, where I have one, so I use it all the time when it ships.
It's fun, man.
And usually the tape also has through it too. Strong. Is it breaking up
Yeah.
still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
Poor Dwayne.
I
Poor
know.
Dwayne. Poor Dwayne. It's like a mine. It's like a mine.
By the way, if you do run across one of those machines, there's companies you could buy like the tape from cheaper. You know, like you can get whatever it's called. Like there's little flaws or whatever.
Yeah.
You can get it with flaws because the tapes. I mean, it's not super expensive. If you do a lot of shipping, it's worth it. But we got lucky. We were at an auction, a Disneyland auction, and there was a pallet of that tape. we bought it all. So that's been a couple of years with that tape.
And we got a lot more.
Your old bargain shopping sent Dwayne a super chat and said, "Here's to the Dwayne."
Oh,
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
For that.
Dwayne.
Poor Dwayne. Freaking Utah jacking up his internet.
I know. I can't even chime in right now.
Utah. Well, anyways.
Oh,
so,
Mr. Say's asking, would you use that on bigger items? Seems a bit overkill for common shipping. Just curious because I thought the tape was expensive. Normally, yeah, I would say on big items, but we use it on everything just because the tapes, you know
what we paid for our tape? There's so much. We bought for $25. We bought, I don't even know how many rolls of tape. So I don't care. I'll tape a freaking flat rate envelope with it.
Yeah.
I like using it.
But it's reinforced. It's gummed reinforced tape. That's what they call
Real
it.
strong.
But
yeah, I mean, it's not going to be right for everybody. But if you do ship, if you start shipping like heavier things in volume, it's faster. You know, we set up a station where we're packaging. You know, we're boxing everything up. And that thing's right there. And
if you know your box is 14, you set it to 18, and it'll cut you out an 18-inch piece. You know, it's nice.
But it's fun, man. You're like this.
When y'all were selling on eBay, seriously, y'all were pretty high volume with big stuff, right?
Yeah, heavy stuff a lot.
And making Frankenstein boxes and whatnot, that's a pain in the butt when you've got just your regular tape dispenser. This thing, you can really dial it in because, we're selling stuff that was fairly pricey, and you wanted, I didn't care if the box looked pristine, but I wanted that box to, really hold. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can cover stuff with the fat tape too. Like Tanya's brown tape, it's like the same thing. I'll cover stuff wording on the outside with.
I've covered eBay boxes with that stuff.
Yeah.
Like not eBay, post office boxes.
Yeah, that really good.
I would just cover the whole box and use it.
Back in the day, I used to use that tape to ship international packages.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody do that, by the way. It's illegal.
What?
To use a priority box that is not for priority.
Yep.
Right.
Recycling.
No.
No.
Recycling.
Let's give real tips, not ones that are.
Okay, yeah. That is a tip. Do not do it.
You guys were talking about Frankenboxing. This thing here, I'm sure most people know what it is and most people have it, but I didn't know what this was until I was on a show with you guys, and Andy and Chad talked about it. This is a box resizer.
Mm-hmm.
And you basically just adjust this to where you want, and then you score your box. It's got this little score right here. So you take a box and you just score the edges all along. So like you score all 4 sides. Man, that's going to be a really crappy job. And then you just take a box cutter to the corners and it folds down. So you take a box cutter, get your handy dandy Resale Killers box cutter.
Somebody.
You got a drink, dude.
Uh-oh, you got a sale?
Yeah, I sold an LSU tankini.
Oh,
Nice.
Like a bikini with a tank top for $25.
nice.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Lonnie.
After a little over a year, I haven't probably about 15 to 20 of those things. I've sold 2.
All right, I've ruined this box. But yeah, basically you score it and then you fold down the edges. You guys get the idea.
We have one of those too, John. And if you do we use a lot of styrofoam. That thing's bitching when you get everything in there and you lay the styrofoam on top. And how John was showing you to adjust it, you could leave it loose and let it go right to the top of that, and then cinch it down. And you get it's like professional.
Mm-hmm.
I used to use mine a lot, but I use the Resale Killers one now.
Yeah, you do that fast. I was watching you in a video do that. You were like, zip, 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 zip.
The one that John's using, though, honestly, I have it too.
I have that one.
It's easier I think for there's just certain packages that thing's going to be easier. But I use it, especially on real big things, because I can't do it.
It makes a more uniform cut. I mean, it's completely level all the way around. I mean, we all kind of eyeball it, like with your guys' knife, and you can kind of eyeball it, but you always got that one side that's like here, and then the other one's here. When you go and fold your things, so your box is a little wonky, but if you don't really care about.
I bet you do care, Andy.
Oh, I do. I do.
People who are doing.
I'm that guy.
I can tell you that resizer is super good for Amazon boxes. If you have a 50-pound box of books and you don't want to pick it up and try, it's way easy to do that with that one, because I have the one like John has too.
That was originally what I bought mine for, was when I was doing Amazon, because it made a huge difference for chopping down boxes and stuff. And the thing will pay for itself. I mean, when you start trimming, a few ounces here and there and get you under, sometimes just a certain weight. I mean, the thing does pay for itself in no time.
Hey, can I ask a quick question to the panel and the people in the audience too? Because I saw that the other day, Scott, the bearded picker, he was talking about his scale. And he was using these Accutech scales, and he said he would look at it funny, and it would throw it off by a few ounces. It was that the weight is always going up. You're just about to put your package on, and the weight goes up to 6 ounces, and you're like, oh shit, you got to zero it out again. They're just kind of shitty after a while. So, do y'all have a good scale recommendation? Because I need to buy a new one too.
I want to buy one, and if I buy another one that's not shitty, I will buy a Mettler Toledo.
Yeah, Toledo scales are great.
How much are we talking about here?
I mean, some of them range
for those.
Yeah, some of them range from $300 to $500. You can get them used.
No,
you can get them used on eBay, but they're phenomenal scales.
Yeah, a Toledo scale that's the cream of the crop right there.
I'm talking maybe I would be willing to spend up to $80 maybe.
Yeah, I want to get one to where it's the scale, and then when it tells you how much it weighs, it's like a separate little box off to the side.
I have that with the Accutech, but the scale sucks.
I love my Accutech. I'm on my second one. When I bought one, I liked it so much. I actually bought another one to have in reserve because I was like, man, I don't want to be without this thing. Because I mean, just the sheer shipping savings by printing it home versus taking it in the post office and doing this thing pays for itself almost in probably the first month that you use it. And so once I open up when I got into this next one, I should have bought the one with like what Tanya was saying with they had the little box that kind of comes off to the side because I hate when I have a large package. I got to kind of set it on there, or I got to tear it with something that's kind of heavy to get the box up so then I can hit hold and I can actually see what the actual weight is. But yeah, I love mine. That was actually what I was gonna, because it's actually within reach. But yeah, I mean, I got just one of them little basic little cheap Accutech scales. And mine does the one to 86 pounds. So mine's a little bigger than some of them. I know a lot of the other ones maybe are 50 pounds or less, but mine's the one that goes to 86. I love it.
That's the first one I had right there, and it failed.
Yeah. Like I said, this is my second one. I think the only reason I got rid of my first one is something happened with the battery thing in it, like it got corroded or something. I mean, I had it for so long, and battery thing got all kind of corroded in it. So I just opened up my next one. It was still working, but I was like, I'm not even going to clean it. I go, this thing is so cheap and inexpensive. I got another one. I'll just get another one, write it off.
I'm so cheap that when I was heavily into Amazon FBA, I would stand on the bathroom scale and then get the box and put that on there with me.
Oh,
we've done that.
I know.
Before we got our big scale, we did it too.
We were doing it with stuff that weighed a lot. Like if you're doing are you doing like a shirt, Tanya? Let's see how much a shirt weighs.
Like a box of books.
Oh, books?
Books, yeah. Books are heavy.
Yeah, they are. I was picturing you doing stuff like jewelry or something like what?
No, I've got one of those Accutechs just like Andy.
Yeah, we've got this one. It's a Saga. It's $20.
Like somebody in the chat just mentioned the Saga.
Yeah, up to 86 pounds. We have like 3 or 4 of them running around the house. One in the garage, one at the front, one on each desk.
That's PGH Picks. PGH Picks said they use the Saga. So far, so good.
Yeah, and they don't die in their cordless. You can do battery on them.
We've had this for years, and years. I mean, we're always wrong. They always bill us because our weight's wrong, but
no.
Now that Steve said that, that is one thing I do I don't know, maybe once a month, every other month. I actually, like when I do take a package in, I will ask them to weigh it just to make sure that my scale is still accurate, even though, I typically always tear it out and stuff like that to make sure that it's, within ounces. Because, sometimes, especially when you're doing first class stuff and you're shipping something that's 15.8 ounces, I don't want it to be 0.03 ounces off. And now it's actually a pound. And then, I got a customer that's going to, hit me up because, I didn't charge them enough shipping. So, yeah, I usually do that every once in a while. And mine's stayed accurate. I've never had an issue with it.
Mine is a My Way Ultra Ship. And it's pretty decent. It's not like a huge name, but you can pick, like, mine has the platform. It's not a very big one, maybe like 6x6, and it has the detachable face where you can actually like mount it on the face of it on the wall.
Nice.
And it was like $30.
And you like it, Shane?
Yeah, I like it, but I do need a bigger one. I'm looking to get a bigger one because the Amazon FBA shipments take up, like, even if you take the face of it off, it just takes up so much room. It's hard to get an accurate weight.
Right.
I'm sorry, Joey.
Shane, you can do the cheating way. I talked about it last time, where you just stick another box on top of it, a small one, and tear it, and then stick the big box on top, and you can read your screen easy.
Oh, that's a great tip.
Oh, that's a really good idea. I didn't.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah. I just didn't explain it as well.
Jeff uses like 3 words.
Our other one is a Waymax, and it's for the big stuff. Yeah, I think this is the one that you guys might have talked about, but it's got a long, like, you can do a
nice
long one in it. It goes up to 330 pounds. So far, we haven't had to go that high.
I was actually looking at Waymaxes or whatever for.
We've never had any issues with. We've never had anything that they said our weight was wrong.
I know we talked about this before, but don't, if you have one of these, these big scales aren't good for the light stuff. Like anything under a couple pounds, don't use it. You got to use the little scales for those. They're more accurate. This will be wrong. It'll totally be wrong. It'll be right on something big, 10 pounds and up, something like that. But don't bother with the little guys. It's gonna be wrong.
Yeah, made for heavy stuff.
Yeah, I have a little Waymax.
Oh, your volume sounds good.
My
you jinxed it.
camera mic.
Everybody nod your head yes to him, just to make him feel good.
Oh, poor Dwayne.
I want him to feel good. Poor guy.
Ooh, good idea. Scrap Happy says, I got several scales from the Staples dumpster. I remember Carol found a nice big one from the dumpster.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Nice score.
You can use one and then sell the others.
Nice. I'm gonna have to check the Staples dumpsters out near me.
Yeah, we've never found one in there, but that'd be awesome.
Hey, is anybody else doing a thing right now? No? All right, I'll share some. Oh, I didn't hear anybody.
No, there's others who haven't gone.
Okay. I'll be quiet with them. I'll be quiet with you guys. I'll be as quiet as everybody else. So Steph doesn't want me to do this thing that I want to show you guys. Wait.
Oh, let him show
That
it.
sounds like a domestic. That's a
Not
domestic.
after that.
Now I'm drinking. I
I'm
want to be as quiet as everybody else and be respectful. I thought they were all just doing Dwayne. Let's be silent. I'm joking.
Let's
Who
be
else?
silent.
Is everybody gone?
Yeah, who
I'll
hasn't
go.
gone?
I'll go to kill the silence. Here's what I do is I just buy these poly bags, and they're from Uline, and you can buy them on uline.com, or you can get them on eBay, and you can usually do like, I get all different sizes. You can usually buy about 1,000 for about 25 to 30 bucks. So
Wow. That's not bad.
no. And what I do is I just put my items in there, then I put numbers on them, and then that way they're just ready to go, and you just drop them in a poly bag and mail them out. So pretty easy.
Awesome.
I know we've talked about this before for packaging, but I think we're the only ones who do it out of all you guys. I just want to check. We package every item as we list it, and it's sealed in the box and on the shelf. And it's going to be the exact dimensions, exact weight, and that's how we do. And that way, and then we write in there where we store it, and what shelf it's going to be or whatever, so the other one can grab it. But it's sealed and ready with the bubble wrap and the peanuts and everything. Very rarely do we ever have to open anything because we don't sell clothes. But does anybody else do that with anything? You guys?
I don't. I've heard Ronnie Hart does that though.
I mean, I prepackaged like most of my clothes are all like I would say they're semi-packaged. I mean, they're already in like the poly bags. They've got labels on them and everything else. All I got to actually do is just slide them into a poly mailer, and then they're usually always all ready to go. Just so they're already in like the clear poly bags with the label and stuff like that. Actually, here, I'll show you then. I know it's right here. It's my shipping station's actually right beside me. But then I'll throw, you guys probably seen these before on some of the videos, and then I'll throw these, I don't know if you can see these or not, but they're just like a thank you for your business sticker. I throw those on like, actually they go on everything. I mean, if I sell whatever it is, because whatever I sell always goes in a clear poly bag, no matter usually what it is. And then whether it goes in a box or what have you, and I always throw those stickers on there. So I really like those thank you for your business stickers. They're kind of nice.
Andy's a pro.
I ain't a pro. I'm just,
If anybody, I'm sure we might have some brand new people, but if anybody's a new seller or thinking about selling on eBay and haven't done it yet, it seems like to us, most people get screwed when they first start shipping and packaging. Like they just blow it on the weight, They don't have the right scale, or they just guess how much it's going to be. And we recommend doing calculated shipping. Because in the beginning, just so you get the hang of it, calculated shipping and actual weights. And like we said, we package ours. Just there's no way you're going to be wrong. It's going to be that exact weight and size. And when it goes out, as long as you haven't overpackaged it or whatever. But if you're newer, that we recommend that.
That's
to have
what
it
we
be
did.
Yeah.
We don't. It's not going to be right for everybody, but that's.
We're not as seasoned as you guys.
We made it easy for ourselves. We just didn't want to, you know, all of a sudden because I've had that happen early on. Like I'm going to ship something. I remember this in the early days. I'm going to ship it, and I'm going to lose money because I was wrong on the shipping.
Yeah, you guess it's 10 pounds. Feels like about 10.
So then when we started, it seems so obvious to us now, but when we started, that stuff was really, there was things you just didn't think about. You're excited something sold, and then you go to print out the shipping label and you owe money. You're like, on that item.
I've been there.
Yeah, or you didn't have the right size box to fit it. So at the time when it sells, you're only stuck with what you got.
Yeah.
You know, then you have to go down to Home Depot and buy a box or whatever you got to do just to make it fit. But you can, you know, cutting off a little bit of, you know, an inch or having a box that fits it better can be such a big savings. They'll either tip you over to the next notch where it weighs more, or dimensionally it just is a larger item and you get screwed in the beginning.
I think,
and even now.
I think some people might not, that wouldn't affect you as much as, it depends on what you ship. Like we were shipping so many big things that we learned to dial sizes in. Like even if, like Steph's saying, sometimes you shave an inch off of the dimensions and it's a huge difference in the shipping.
And we play with our numbers too. Like we'll go in there to the eBay calculator and we will type in, okay, if I knock 1 inch off somewhere, is it going to knock me down to another level? Or if I can shave off a pound or whatever, not a whole pound, but a half a pound or whatever it would be. If you can just cut off a little bit of the box, it'll put you in that other little, you know, bracket and save $8, you know, whatever it would be.
I mean, it can be more dramatic than that. Obviously, if your item, you don't want to spend a lot of time on something that it's not making sense for what you're making from that. But we have situations a lot of times where it could be the shipping is going to be $50 or $150 because of the weight and size of something.
If it goes over 70 pounds.
Yeah, literally, I've seen that difference, 50 or 150. And so all just reconfiguring that box just a little bit makes a big difference if you're on the border of when they switch that, you know, the price. So
we got a question from the chat. Adams Exploits asks, it might be beneficial if someone who is very familiar with USPS regional boxes explain them. I'm sure I'm not the only one confused by them. Looks like Lonnie's ready to go. He's got them. So you're up, Lonnie.
Okay, so I went and grabbed some. It's a question a lot of people, I didn't know what they were at first either. These are both regional A boxes right here. They come in actually 2 different configurations. One longer box like this, and then here's another box that's a little smaller than the medium flat rate, actually a pretty good bit smaller. But basically how these work, you stuff these with whatever you want, with whatever will fit to the box, and the box could still close on its normal corners. It can bulge a little bit. You know, like I put stuff in these before, it can have like a bulge in the middle. As long as it closes down on the flaps, they'll take it. It's good. But put whatever you want in these, and up to 15 pounds, and it'll ship at a 2 pound rate instead.
3 pound rate, isn't it?
Say again?
I think it's a 3 pound rate, isn't it? The regional A is a 3 pound. It's 2 pounds?
2 pounds.
Is it 2 pounds? Okay.
Yeah, it's 2. Or at least, but you know what? It's kind of weird though, because the discount you get on eBay is heavier on a regular calculated shipping USPS priority package than it is on regional A packages for some reason. So the regional A will actually cost maybe 15, 20 cents more than a 2 pound USPS priority package. But anyway, these ship at 2 pound rate, no matter how much you put in them, up to 15 pounds. The regional B boxes work the exact same way, except I think they have a max of 25, but I'm guessing. It's on their website, though. I think it's either 20 or 25 max. They're a lot bigger, and they ship at a 4 pound rate.
You'd be hard-pressed to fit 25 pounds of anything in that box.
Right. Well, I mean, the regional B boxes are bigger, too. They're a lot bigger. Pretty good bit bigger.
You'd be good for books or magazines.
Yeah, it's perfect for that. Like, except it's not real big, but yeah, regional A boxes are awesome to use. Yeah, if you could fit the stuff into them. Judgment Care USA says 20 pounds for me. Okay, I knew it was either 20 or 25. I can't remember which.
I remember when I first discovered those boxes, I never used them for a long time because I didn't understand it. Like, seriously, I wish somebody would have done this show then. Yeah,
very confusing.
Don't you first think that it's like, what part of the country is Region A? That's what I was thinking. Like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Discount on this part of the country, and you get this discount on this part of the country.
Yeah, because there used to be an A, B, and a C, and then they did away with the C. But I thought A could maybe go like 200 or 300 miles from my house. B could go a little further, and then C would go like California.
Right.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with that.
They should not have named those regional boxes.
Yeah, you're right, John.
They should have labeled them 2-pound box and 4-pound box.
And then they don't even explain it on their website.
Yeah, they not at all.
Right.
Oh, that's not good.
I know Lauren's not here, but we have a lot of Poshmarkers in here. I have a question about Poshmark again. Can we use, I know we have to use priority mailboxes, but can we use the regionals and flat rates and put a Poshmark label on them?
The way I understand it, you can use any of the boxes now. And they have that explained on the site. You can use any of them. You can use the padded mailers. You can use anything.
Perfect.
Very cool.
Yeah, Rod went by doing earlier. He mentioned, he said that shipping is probably the most important thing to get a grasp on when you're first starting out, and I think that's I think he's totally right. That's.
Jwana BB says the other thing about regional boxes is they are for pickup only. I cannot take it into the post office. They will not take them. That is actually, I don't think that's accurate.
No,
you can't buy regional postage at the counter,
and they don't have the boxes in the store. You gotta, for the most part, you gotta order them online.
But if you bring the box to them to the counter, they will take it and mail it.
Yeah. I think it's your post office doesn't want to deal with it for whatever reason. They're just being difficult.
My post office has fed me some false information in the past.
Yeah. They don't know.
And I've had to pull it up on my phone on USPS, and here's one of the things that they told me wrong, is that if it's a regular priority mail box, like a shoe box, it's not like a flat rate box. It's just a regular priority box. They refuse to accept one because I cut it down. You can actually cut those down as long as they're not flat rate. And I had to pull it up on my phone.
I'm gonna challenge you on that, by the way, because I've read a lot of this stuff, man. There's nothing that says you can't cut down a flat rate either.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I know I'm right because I've read it. I've read it over and over, and there's
it just has to ship for that rate.
Yeah, that ships is calculated by weight.
Yeah, the same with the priority box. If you take a shoe box and you only make it this big instead of this big, as long as you're shipping it priority, they don't care.
Yeah, it's not like you're making it bigger trying to get away with it.
Right. And
I've actually had people ask before, like, "Hey, if I take two medium flat rates, I put them together, does that ship at like two medium flat rates?" No. But you know what I do? Whenever I Frankenbox with those, Shane, I do scratch off the barcodes with a Sharpie and a line through any mention of flat rate or
right.
Speaking of boxes, I went ahead and grabbed one of these. Somebody commented on a video of mine, and that's how I learned about these. These are priority mail shipping mailing tubes. So they're long, skinny boxes, and they fold into a triangle tube like that, and they're really good for baseball bats, shorter golf clubs like putters, wedges, things like that, and they're free. You get them on USPS.com.
Right. They come in two different lengths too, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yep.
And you can attach them together and make them super long. If you
right.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I actually shipped a driver in one, and I just cut like about that much off of one and then just put it over the top.
Freaking
Dude,
box
you know-
on the top of it, man, because the driver head is way thicker than.
That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I was gonna say, dude. You know the
Look at that.
cube boxes? I did a package one time. I had triangle tube, and at the top of the triangle tube, I mounted one of those cube boxes to hold the head.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine getting that in the mail?
People make fun
I'm
of my
embarrassed
boxes
for you,
now.
Lauren.
It probably looked like some kid's
goodness.
Valentine's Day box, where they make their Valentine's Day box for their classroom, and it's like a robot or something.
That's funny.
That's crazy.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, Andy would have hated that one.
Oh, hey,
You know, Andy would have put another box on the other end for no reason, just to make it
just
like
so it
that.
looks uniform.
He's like, oh,
Hey,
Gotta fix
if
it, I gotta
fits, it
fix it.
ships. That's the way I look at it.
Hey, on the flat rate envelopes, especially the padded one, I really love.
Mm-hmm.
This is, if you are new, get real creative with these things.
Order some.
Like if you've got little boxes that are heavy or anything you can fit in here. I think this holds up to 500 pounds. I'm not an expert.
I think it's like 80 though.
Hey, it
It's
is.
big, and we've maxed it out probably.
I was hoping somebody else would clarify. It's a massive amount of weight for what it is. And I have pushed the limits on this thing selling like on the weight vest. I had a bunch of ones that, and some of those are like rectangular and some are round. It's hard to sell a weight vest on eBay, okay, because of the shipping. But those little weights, if you get them really cheap, like free, you can load this sucker up. You can get an 80-pound weight vest in here. They don't take up a lot of room.
No, but you just do two of these. Do a double up,
Oh, we've actually done that too. We've doubled up on these things.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I've done before, guys? I use those. They make a box, a priority box that will slide into that pretty well.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
oh wow.
So, this is what I've done before. All right, I'm gonna share this, and this I think it might be outside the statute of limitation. I'm not sure. But anyway, I took a Wii one time. I put it in a padded flat rate. I took that padded flat rate. I put it in the USPS priority box. I took that priority box and I put it in another padded flat rate. I took that padded flat rate. I put it in a padded flat rate and I closed it all up. I'm just saying. I think I'm outside of the statute of limitations on that one, but you can
Man.
have fun. Get creative.
Yeah,
That's
I've even manipulated those packages before too with books because, like, say I try to put a book in there and it doesn't quite fit, like it's just a little bit too big. I've cut the side and slide the book in, and then you can get priority mail stickers, and so that they can't see that you covered it up with tape, and just put the stickers on there.
Yeah.
It works.
So you put it back together, huh?
Right.
You can use FedEx labels to cover stuff up too, by the way, and they're free. But I don't recommend it. Hey,
Hey, Lonnie, right here's the box that you're talking about.
That's it, man.
It's the
That's the
and,
one.
and I'll let everybody know it's the 1069L.
That's
You
it,
can order, that's the box that you want from USPS, yeah, and it does, and this thing will fit right inside one of those flat rate poly
Actually,
mailers.
there's a lot of
Or the bubble mailers. I'm sorry, yeah.
There's a pretty good bit of extra room too. So I mean,
Right.
they make a box. Somebody made a box one time that is like the ideal size to slide into a padded flat rate envelope.
Wow.
But
I crammed some in there.
that may not be a good idea for me to talk about putting priority packaging into other priority packaging. But I do want to mention that they have to have a warrant to open a priority package. Just gonna say. So if they're opening your priority packaging, you probably have bigger fish to fry than the fact you used a 1096L inside of a padded flat rate.
Right.
But now the media mailboxes, that's a different story, right? They can open those at their own discretion,
Yes.
correct?
Yeah. And if you even handwrite, like if you print out the invoice and just handwrite on the back, it's not considered media mail at that point. They will flag it, and if you print out like an invoice, stick it in the box, and handwrite like a note on the back, it's actually considered not media mail at that point.
Really?
I ain't buying that. I mean, that might be the letter of the law, but have you heard of somebody that had a media package that was turned away because of that?
Why would you put a note on the back? I don't understand.
I used to handwrite notes on everything.
Oh,
Little love notes, you know. You're cute.
was a
You're
lot.
hot. Oh my gosh, I'm really into you. What's up? Like
No, like
little
I was like, thank
emoticons,
you for your purchase.
like a
blah,
winky
blah, blah.
face.
You know, and then I just throw it in the box. And,
Let me out of this box.
I don't know anything. Let me out of this phone. But I was looking at the media mail thing one day online, and anything that's not attached, like anything, like
Honestly,
it's
dude,
weird.
Look,
Yeah.
if you read the media mail rules long enough,
Mhm.
you'll find a reason that you can't ship anything.
Right.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Dude, it's so convoluted. I don't even think they like honestly, if you ask a lot of like postal workers, they don't know.
No.
Go to one post office and then go to another one. Ask them about media mail. They'll tell you two different things, I guarantee you.
Yep.
Hey, on funny story, at least to me, because I just feel like laughing. The flat rate envelopes, no, the padded envelope. One time we bought a bunch of Huggies,
Forever lazy.
Forever Lazies. You know those things you see on late night television. So we bought a bunch. We were flipping Forever Lazies.
Retail arbitrage and forever
Yeah.
lazies.
But we had so many of them that, and this was a shipping mistake too. When we went to weigh it, they were heavier than you'd imagined. So, you know, like they're a big deal. They're a big piece of clothing. So Steph and I, it took both of us. We would, and these things want to blow up. We would both work together. We'd get it all smashed down, sitting on it, and we compressed those things so small. And then it was like as soon as one person grabs the envelope, it's on because it tries to open back up here.
It was ridiculous.
Right.
It was
Do you
ridiculous.
remember that?
what are they?
Hey, it's kind of an inside joke, I guess, because we were laughing like we would be fighting with each other. We're fighting with a clothing article. But that gets me full circle now. If you sell clothing and it's kind of heavy, like if you get out of like the first
Shoes
yeah,
or something.
if it goes up to over a pound or whatever it is nowadays, I don't even know. You could cram stuff in there as long as it's something that the buyer won't mind if it's a little
Smush.
disheveled. You remember that though?
Yes.
Have y'all ever spent like, I know I've done this, like spent like 30 minutes trying to get something, make something weigh
Yes.
less than 16 ounces, and instead of like just pay an extra couple of bucks,
Yes.
Yeah.
you wasted like, I don't know what your time's worth, but maybe you waste like $15 worth of time to save $2.
And you're pissed off. You're trying
Right.
to the right box. And, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, we've done that.
They're like a jockey or a boxer trying to make weight for his boxing match or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotta save this
So,
guy
Lonnie,
80 cents.
Just to share a tip, what's your tip to shaving off a little bit of weight?
Yeah. What's your illegal tip?
Well,
Illegal tip.
What's your legal tip?
it does not say legal tips in the show title. I checked. It says tips.
Oh, you looked finally? You actually looked to see what the show's about.
No, but okay, here's one I just thought of actually. Like for a really big box, you live in the deep south, we have really high humidity here.
Ooh.
So these boxes I'm shipping out, I just thought about it. I'm shipping a lot of water.
Yep.
So if you dry your boxes before you ship them, you could probably drop maybe up to half an ounce.
Stick it in your
You
smoke.
have a dehumidifier recommendation?
No, but I have cut flaps plenty of times. Or you can use that box resizing and then cut the flaps and then really.
This thing
Lonnie-
is great. I love this little resizer tool.
Yeah.
It's the absolute best.
Lonnie's gonna invent a humidor for boxes.
Yes.
cigars,
You should.
for boxes.
Suck the moisture out of those things.
The only problem is when you drop them off at the post office, it's extra humid. It's just
Yeah.
right back.
You get down there real quick and you run in. You weigh this now.
Swamp.
You take it there in one of those shrink wrap things, and you go, when I open this, you got to weigh it. In there. Has anybody ever used, like, you buy big corrugated sheets to make. I know
Yep.
everybody's done Franken
I
box.
just did that the other day. 48 inches wide and 96 inches long, and I
pallet sheets.
used that tool that you guys got me, and I scored around the item, and I just folded it.
Yep.
Made my
Nice.
custom box. It was awesome. It cost me like
Straight
$6.
in.
I think it was like $6, but the thing I sold was like $200, so it wasn't a big deal.
You sold for $200?
Uh-huh.
Oh crap!
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's actually. I'm glad you said that because I was gonna say like those things. If you got an expensive item, I think it's well worth buying. Like it's corrugated, it's heavier, and then you could make that box perfect for like if you encase it in styrofoam, however you're gonna package it. John knows what I'm talking about. Like you fold this thing up around it, and then you can make a lid to put on it. I mean, it's whoever gets it. If it's an expensive item, they're gonna be impressed.
Mark Corbett in the chat says he saw a guy on YouTube ship himself.
How did you survive the trip?
That was
to his neighbor.
oh man, who is that? His channel is Killin or Kill'em, and he ships himself. Like he'll like put himself.
Oh,
in
you're not saying you're saying ships as in he mails himself. No, never.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Yeah.
Like, what'd you
One
think?
time-
How much would he pay to do that though? Like, wouldn't that cost a lot? You'd have
He
to
does
do
like
it
FedEx
UPS,
freight.
right? Yeah, FedEx freight.
Yeah, he did that to himself with a FedEx freight, and then he put
Why?
himself in a giant Orby, and then floated on a lake to France. Like he does tons of weird stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
We all are talking about the corrugated, like for the heavy stuff. That's another thing. If you go to like Home Depot or Lowe's, the heavy duty boxes, guys, like if you have something that you need like a really solid box for, the heavy duty, if you look at it, is double wall. It's got like wall, corrugated, wall, corrugated, wall. And it's like, it's not twice as strong as a normal box. It's probably like, I would say 4 times stronger than a normal box.
Yeah.
So
You could also find like really good boxes at furniture stores. A lot of them will let you have them.
Also, bike stores.
Bike stores have bike boxes. By the way,
They're thick.
well, I'm just like bike boxes. If you're selling a bike or you want to sell a bike online, and they'll give you all the boxes you want, unless I can't imagine what they're doing with them, but we just go to the local bike guy and they say, sure, how many do you want?
wow, look, Sam Dallas in the chat said, go to an upscale lumberyard. I don't know what an upscale lumberyard is, but
Lowe's.
go to one of those and ask for the cover sheets. They will give them to you. They are 4x8. That's big.
I know
Flat
they are.
cardboard sheets used for shipping high-grade plywood. Wow, that's a good tip.
Perfect.
Wow.
Good tip, Sam.
That would be great if they give you that.
That's
If you want to make boxes.
a really good tip, Sam. Free. I'm sure they just give them to you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So if you're going to be making boxes, you're probably shipping something that requires styrofoam. You guys want to see something cool?
You love showing this thing off, don't you?
We love
It's more
that.
than one
Yeah.
thing. It's 3 things. Okay, let's start. Let's start with the baby.
Okay.
So we ship a lot of stuff that, well, we get styrofoam for free from dumpsters, so we use styrofoam. And when you're using styrofoam, you don't want to be cutting that stuff. If you have to, you have to, but with knives or however you do it, and it gets all over the place, and then it sticks with you, it follows you around the little
It's all over
pieces.
the house.
So we got this foam cutter. This one's limited by the width of it and the depth, right? But I find that this can get a lot done, even with some bigger ones. And it's always be careful with this. Like you want to let the heat do the work. If you push too hard, like if you're in a hurry, it'll break it. I mean, it's no big deal, but I break it all the time. And then you have to rewire it. So this is like, I would consider this one like a must-have, easy to use. Yeah, it gets the most use because it's handy. It's just like the 2 box resizers. The bigger one, there's more versatile, but the other one is just like, it's faster.
It has the box cutter one end, the score on the other end, so it's easy.
Yep. And then we got, which this one is my favorite. this one, because it's like a gun.
What?
So this one you could get more accurate.
Wow.
You can see I've got some
You
residue
can
on
carve
it.
foam.
They
Yeah.
look like a bunch of torture devices.
I know. Don't
Right.
On this one, yeah, they are. And you'll, depending on the styrofoam you're working with, you'll have to adjust how hot you want it. You want it to go through fairly easily, but you also don't want it, if it's too hot, you get a lot of what I got on there, because I like that sucker to be smoking. And so with this, the difference with this is if I'm doing something that a box that I need, I want it to be precise with the styrofoam, or I'm building an enclosure for what I'm shipping. Like we shipped that that glowing glass.
Oh,
What is it called? It was from it's an antique vase that glows when you turn it off.
Vaseline
Like
glass.
radiation. Anyway, somebody bought that thing, and I built it its own little thing in styrofoam, and this thing was very helpful in things like that, because you snap a line and it'll cut to your line. Always cut off to the side of your line, because it's going to cut a little wider. But it's fun. You can do a plunge hole also if you're experienced, and you don't want
If you're experienced.
Yeah. For some reason, you need a round
Dude,
hole.
this is so next level.
You need a round hole in your styrofoam because you got a little
This is level 7 right here.
tip up there.
Level
Okay.
7.
So then the next one. Oh my goodness. First off, this is a homemade gadget and I didn't make it. A guy on eBay did. And I bought it. And it is beautiful.
He loves it.
Okay. This cannot be used by a rookie. This
You will
bad
get
boy
electrocuted.
here. Yeah, you will get electrocuted.
You're holding
Okay.
copper pipe here while it's plugged into the wall.
Hey.
What?
Oh my god.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
What?
Oh, you see this, baby. I know you're impressed.
Is this a gag? This is a gag, right?
No,
No,
it
not
really
at all,
is.
Lonnie. This thing is bad to the bone.
Oh,
So
it's got
here's
a
how this-
transformer though. It's got a transformer on it. It's not like I thought it was like carrying like 120 volts.
You plug it in, and it gets super hot, and you can't control the heat. It's awesome.
No,
Well, you
Doesn't.
can't. There's no on and off. I'm not joking
no,
about
but
that.
I meant the heat. You're not burning your hands.
Oh, no. It just gets hot and stays hot. It's dangerous.
So what? You just have to wear gloves when you use that?
No,
No, he
I'm
does-
saying
don't.
like on the wire, like
It's
on
fine.
like the small one that we use, as soon as you let go of the button, you could touch it. The blade, you got to let it cool down after you're done. This thing here, it's going to stay hot for,
He doesn't mean this part. He means just the wire.
Yeah, the wire's hot the whole time you're using it. And if you like, it'll hurt. But here's how this reason, and by the way, the guy on eBay sold it, and he sent there's like a jig. It has like a bunch of pieces of wood that you put together like a puzzle, and then you could set this thing inside the contraption he made, and then you could do like size, everything the same size. Like you're running it through a little mill. But that, I don't like taking time to set
It's
that.
like a planer, huh?
Yeah.
Mhm. For foam.
But what we got this. There's a local guy that had the recycling yard and stuff. He got a ton of construction grade styrofoam in, and he was giving it to us by the truckload.
And
And
that stuff stunk. When it would go through there, you had to do it outside. It stunk.
it wasn't that bad. But anyways, we just cut up a bunch of styrofoam pieces. I had to cut it down because it was so big, but it was wonderful. And I don't have a whole lot of opportunities to use this just because of the size of it. But I recommend it. If you get into styrofoam,
If you get into styrofoam,
if you get into selling, you get into selling stuff that needs styrofoam, then these things are great. I mean, a lot of the things that we ended up investing in was because of like this was the result of a big purchase, and we did, it paid for itself immediately. So, and they're fun.
yeah.
I wish I knew that actually existed now, because I had to cut down some styrofoam and like form a special thing to this wooden tray I sold, and I was out there with a knife outside and a lighter, heating up the knife and
Are
then
you
chopping
serious?
on it. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I
At least
never
you were
knew that
smart enough to
existed.
do that. My stupid ass would be out there with a knife like getting all those little white styrofoam pieces all over the place.
That's what I do, Lonnie.
Right.
A drywall knife in a pinch though is pretty good on most styrofoam. Like you can, and it'll keep the waste down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing beats the foam cutter. Oh my goodness.
Dwayne is asking, what type of wire does it use?
Where's that spool of it? If you go on the Amazon site, if you buy one of these, it'll be in the little recommended item that other people buy. It's just a little spool of thin wire.
Now, what dumpster gives y'all a lot of styrofoam? Like what stores?
Oh yeah, well that's how we got into dumpster diving, is because we looked for foam all the time. We didn't want to buy it, and we already had the foam cutter, and we were always buying foam or looking for it. So we just would, if we couldn't find it, we found all the little honey holes that always have styrofoam, the good foam, and so that's how we got into dumpster diving originally. Was we were always looking for foam in boxes.
Have you ever been to a box store and priced the foam? Oh my gosh, it's so
It's expensive. I go to the Pier 1 dumpster. They have bags upon bags.
Their foam is really light though. Like it's the stuff that sticks to everything.
If we grab foam, if you just grab it and it starts to, like, you're able to compress it, we don't use that type. I mean, we will if
you guys allowed to reveal your source for your foam.
That's what I was trying to get at. I don't think they want to.
Oh no, we don't care.
No,
We get
the foam is
the main place
over,
that we get it, where we used to get it before we started getting it from this one appliance store, but they're right next to each other, and we get it all the time.
You know where the best is? PetSmart.
Really?
Yeah.
Crickets?
Yes.
But doesn't it smell?
Tuesday and Thursday.
What'd you say, John?
It doesn't have like I've got one too, but like, man, everything in that dumpster, the boxes included, it just smells like
not ours.
And poop. Like, it's just disgusting.
Well, we have a recycle dumpster. They have to throw that in.
Yeah.
The recycle side.
No, we've never, like, we always, when we get boxes and stuff, we make sure they don't have any odor. But the PetSmart one, they throw the box away, and it's got a perfectly fit stuff. You could take the styrofoam out of there and use that for drinks and go to your kid's soccer game. But they got it in that box. We leave it. There's stuff that we could ship that size, or you could get creative and cut the styrofoam down if you needed it.
But that one's the best because the lid is thin, like this thin, and you could do a whole wall of a box to fit it exactly, and use a bunch of those and seal the whole box perfectly. Actually,
Adam said it is Petco, because there's a PetSmart and a Petco, but Petco's
PetSmart has it too, though. I saw the live fish box there.
Either one of them.
Yeah. Oh, but before that, Tanya, to answer, we used to always go to this one. It's a auto body shop. And they'll have huge pieces of foam for like when they get a like a hood of a car in and stuff like that. It'll be huge pieces of foam, and you could just cut it down, and they just want them thrown away. And then right next to that, it was a higher end furniture store, and they would always just have really good foam sitting at the side of the building. They're butted up next to each other, and we would go there all the time.
Wow. Actually, my husband could get some at work because they got a body shop there. Awesome.
I found something at a yard sale the other day that I jumped on. This is a luggage scale.
That's cool.
I actually saw Pete, the Craigslist hunter, had something similar to this. It was he had a fish scale. So like you would put this in the mouth of the fish and it would weigh it and give you like a readout on the digital thing. And then it also has a ruler on the side. So I've been keeping it handy when I'm listing stuff just to get a quick weight.
That's cool, man.
On oddball things that can hang on there.
Does it have what's the max on that, John?
80 pounds.
Perfect.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Wow.
I guess that does, like, if you need to have your weights right on those luggage because they're gonna.
Right. Yeah. If you're traveling, and I paid $2 for it at a yard sale, but I'm sure if somebody found it on eBay, it can't be more than like $10, $15 maybe.
I think that thing's neat. Wouldn't it be better to network with managers at the stores to get the packing material? That's Mark Corbett. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. We also we used to go into, there's a CVS store. We would just go in there and they told us when they would do their, like the shipments would come in. And we'd just go in there and they'd give it the boxes. They'd be in they're packing stuff up. Mm-hmm. Grocery stores do the same thing. They have certain periods of time, and it's usually when it's not open, but now everybody's 24 hours pretty much. you could go in there, and when they're stocking the shelves, they'll give you those boxes.
They absolutely will, because
Yeah.
otherwise they'll take them to the compactor. That's one thing. Like, I've had people ask me, like, where do you get your boxes? Don't go to like the big box stores. Don't go to grocery stores and Walmart, because they all have compactors.
Mhm.
Like, that's where they're all going. You can't just dumpster dive at Walmart. Like, it's all going to the compactor.
Right.
You want to go to the smaller places.
The downside to the grocery stores boxes is they frequently have stuff written all over them. That kind of makes it tough. But since we've been dumpster diving all kinds of other places, like Ulta, their boxes are clean and they've got nothing on them. They're great. I'm drooling over their boxes all the time. Joann's Fabric has tons of boxes, and they're really nice.
They are nice.
Tuesday Morning has really nice boxes, and they've got nothing on them really, and they're just real clean boxes.
Yeah.
If you go to a store that doesn't have a lot of wet stuff, that's a good place to get boxes out of their dumpster.
Yeah, you can get a bunch of shoe boxes. Lonnie loves those. Bunch of shoe boxes.
Okay. All right, so Steve, you got all those shoe boxes, right? The Nike shoe boxes, and you're talking
Yeah.
about. Did you list them yet?
That was you and Steph got those boxes.
Well, how are you gonna?
No.
Okay, are people supposed to like knock on your door magically and say, "Hey, do you have any Nike boxes for
Believe it or
sale?"
not, that does happen.
It's called a death pile, Lonnie. I don't want to get that one.
And I have one. I have one too, but Steve, you haven't even tried, so you can't talk bad about it until you try to sell them.
No, it's a death pile because you
I
dread
never
listing
said I
it.
would, Lonnie. I never said I would sell those
I
things.
said I would, and I don't want to. But
Steve was so mad when everybody was on his ass to get those boxes, but mostly me. And he was so mad when he went back out that night to go get those Nike boxes.
Yeah, because everybody's, oh, these boxes are worth this, and Lonnie's go, wow, you're gonna sell those for this much. They'll sell
$35.
Yeah, right, in one day. And I say, no, nobody's doing enough research on these boxes. You guys are looking at different boxes. But no. So I had to go back out there.
You didn't have to,
boxes,
Steve. You were mad.
They're not worth anything.
we don't know.
You lost your cool that night, Steve.
My cool?
Yeah, you
What?
lost your cool, man.
I don't have a cool. Yeah, that sucked. But anyway, if you need
Go to Lonnie.
don't go get them to sell them. But on a serious note, if you need those, like Famous Footwear, like their dumpster isn't really good for pretty much anything. Like, it's not like throwing a bunch of shoes away, at least ours. But they do have tons of shoe boxes. And if you sell, I know there's people like at flea markets or your yard sale, it'll dress it up for you. You know, I'm not saying go buy the boxes, but if you're by a dumpster, go look in there. And their dumpster is pretty clean because all they're putting in there is shoe boxes. Check them out. Big Five, though, they put in more than just shoe boxes. And avoid them. If you ever see a shoe box that's on the top by itself, run.
Y'all did that.
Yeah, we did. That was in Big Five, and
Yeah.
it was a big poop in there.
Yeah.
Somebody pooped in a box and left it up top, and we
Have y'all seen that video?
And there's a huge poop in there.
Have y'all seen
bad.
this video?
If you ever see a box like that, leave it alone.
It was a big steamy pile. It must have weighed about 5 pounds.
Oh man!
The manager must have seen him out there doing it one night, so he just held it for like 2 days and ate a bunch
Oh,
of
That's,
yeah.
that's a dedicated manager. If he's
That
trying
is.
stuff.
to get sick, he needs to get to a doctor. I think that thing was trying to talk to us.
Oh man, that's disgusting.
Yeah, that was brutal.
There was a request for somebody to talk about cubic shipping and pirate ship. Who has done pirate ship on this panel?
Probably
I've
Dwayne.
tried, but I haven't found anything to be cheaper when I've tried it. But I've tried.
It takes certain qualifications. It's got to be a certain size and a certain weight. But
we
Shane,
do so much with those regionals, you know, that always makes it. There's always another option, so I have a hard time with it. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, maybe some. Has anybody had success with that? And was it
Yeah, how much?
like what was it you were shipping?
okay,
Anybody I don't do it.
yeah, okay. So the things that I found that ship cheapest, and I got to give a shout out to Scott the Bearded Picker because he's the one that turned me on to pirate shipping in the first place. it's usually stuff that fits in, like, y'all know that 6x6x7 or maybe a 6x7x8 box. It's kind of cube looking. It's about this big.
Yeah.
It's like a priority box, right?
Mm-hmm.
Typically, Scott knows all the calculations on this. So go to his channel if you really want to nerd out on. Yeah, that's it right there, Steph.
It's an 8x8x9, I think.
No, it's not that big.
Oh, yeah, 8x8x7.
Okay, there we go. But anyways,
Or 7x7x6.
stuff that you put in that box right there, you can like really load that sucker down. And if you're shipping on pirate ship, that'll be considered cubic rate. It's like think whenever you're shipping something that's real big and it goes dimensional rate instead of by weight. Cubic shipping with pirate ship or other services. I hate to say pirate ship because they're not the only ones that do it. Plenty of people, like plenty of places do that, where they take a lot of people that are shipping, bundle them up, and give them all a discount. It's like a group rate, you know. Pirate ship's not the only one. It's the one I've used. But it's like the opposite of dimensional rate. It's called cubic rate or cubic shipping. And you get a break on a heavier than normal package if it's smaller like that.
Yep.
And I've saved like something like that. You could save like, $2-3 on that box.
Yeah. And you can link your eBay. So like you link your eBay account and it'll import all of your orders you got to ship, and it automatically imports the tracking numbers to your eBay listings, just like you would when you would print out of eBay.
Amazon Seller 99 is saying you have to figure out the box size that qualifies. A 9x7x5 box is about the largest you can ship for less than the 2-pound rate. Jody Kramer says 7x7x7 ships cubic. So yeah, look, I don't know all the specifications of the cubic thing. Like I said, Scott Bearded Picker, he knows a lot more about that than I think anybody else on the planet.
Yeah.
So he's a good source. Shane, you got anything to add?
For me, I found out it just it has to be heavy too. You know what I mean? Because it has to be like over the first class rate, because then you're not going to be saving anything, because first class is going to be cheaper no matter what. But yeah, I have found very few things because I just don't ship a lot of, like, my stuff is either really small or it's really big. So I don't ship a lot of like just the perfect size stuff, but the stuff I have saved on, it's been $2 to $3 at a time. So definitely good.
Dwayne says, I save money by paying with my PayPal debit card. 1% cash back on all my shipping.
That's smart.
Add up.
Yeah, add up big.
Yeah.
That's Dwayne.
The Dwayne.
Yeah, that was the Dwayne.
Aaron also in the chat is asking me if my baseball boy figure on my shelf is ceramic. He is not ceramic. He is actually plastic.
Whoa.
This is him. Yeah.
Looks like you, dude.
Yeah,
Right.
John, did you give him singing lessons?
I did. Yeah. Several.
It's working.
That's awesome. Worker.
It's crazy.
Somebody asked if it's free, and yeah, pirate ship is free. They don't charge you anything. But the other one, that was on your channel, huh, Lonnie? Where we had somebody else on there, and his had a little fee.
Yeah. You're talking about flipper tools. Cruise ship? Is that what you said, Steve?
Yeah, I'm joking.
No, flipper tools guy.
Yeah, flipper tools.
He has a service, but it's like $5 a month or something like that.
Oh, it's
and there's other places that do it too. So, and we don't want to endorse any specific place.
Right.
I just have experience with that place.
But it's totally okay to use the actual priority USPS boxes on pirate ship though, or
yeah, because you're printing USPS postage.
Okay, that's I was just a little confused by that, or I didn't know if you had to use like boxes from like the boxery or something like that, like a regular cardboard box or what have you. So yeah, that's great.
Is that so that? Yeah, they're just a middleman then, right? Like
yeah, kind of like
an aggregator. Basically, they aggregate a bunch of shipments, and then they probably skim a little percentage off the top to hold for themselves, and then everybody still gets a cheaper rate. You know,
they're just offering something that the post office would already offer, but eBay doesn't. Like,
well, and let's be real. eBay is probably skimming a little bit more than off the top and shipping.
oh yeah,
I mean, they're skimming a lot off the top, and Pirate Ship is skimming just a little bit less.
I think that's pretty obvious if you look at how Poshmark does their shipping versus how eBay does shipping. I mean, eBay's got to be making a fortune off of that somewhere.
Like, how does Poshmark get it cheaper than eBay?
Right. Yeah, or even like Amazon. I mean, look how cheap it is to ship stuff with Amazon. You know, I mean, it's they're huge. There's no reason that eBay couldn't do something like that, but it's just they're just choosing not to.
I shipped 100 pounds of books last week for like $13.
What?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
Medium mail, it would have been a lot cheaper.
Amazon.
That's what it costs for Amazon. You get that crazy rate when you're shipping FBA.
Yeah. It's a crazy rate, and it's either FedEx or UPS.
Yeah.
It may even be subsidized for all you know. You don't know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Amazon might even be subsidizing it.
Right.
Yeah, I think Amazon, isn't it, unlike Amazon sends stuff in, doesn't it figure out about 50 cents a pound or something like that? I mean, it's like super cheap to ship into there.
I think it's roughly that. Yeah, it's pretty close. 50, probably actually a lot less than that. Actually, it's probably more like
a little bit,
yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking, like a 50-pound box runs right about $20 or something like that. So
Yeah. And I ship a 50-pound box out for about $7 on Amazon.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Rod at Win by Doing It saying eBay doesn't do cubic, so no comparison. That's true. If it won't go cubic, Pirate Ship is comparable to eBay, but a little correction there, Rod. It's only comparable to eBay if you're a top-rated seller.
Right.
Because if you're not a top-rated seller, you're going to pay a little more. And if you're not a top-rated seller, Pirate Ship doesn't care. They're going to give you the same rate.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it only applies if you're a top-rated seller. It won't matter at that point.
And that's the thing is we don't know, though, that eBay doesn't give a cubic rate because they could just be skimming what they get. I mean, they could do cubic rating. We just don't see that. You know, it's very likely. I mean,
if they aren't, that'd be pretty stupid because that would be millions of dollars they could be pocketing.
Right. And that's probably what they're doing is they're pocketing it, and that's how they're kind of getting paid a little off the top.
Aaron Kluge is saying, let's all use red backgrounds to protest. You know, that was going to be one of my tips until I found out the show was about shipping. So
red background.
Or actually, it was just going to be do whatever the hell you want to do. It's your business.
I've got another shipping tip I'll share. I've started doing this maybe a year ago. I know a lot of people do this, and a lot of people don't like to do it for very good reasons, but it's worked for me. I go to USPS.com and I schedule pickups for my items. And I just set them out on my front door, and they come and get them with my regular mail. I don't get a receipt or anything like that, but it's nice, convenient. I don't have to go to the post office.
Saves you time in the long run, right?
Here's another one for people that haven't shipped a lot of heavy stuff before. Because I see some people try and sell like heavy DVD VCR combo units. You know, that might weigh 10, 15 pounds or whatever. And they try and put them up at priority rate because they don't know. Maybe they've never shipped anything like that. Priority, you can't do it like that. You have to go FedEx ground and UPS ground, one of the two. And if you want to try FedEx ground, you've never done this before, you don't have like a FedEx drop-off location near you, like a FedEx hub near you. Like my FedEx, my official FedEx place is like 30 minutes from here. But I have a Walgreens. It's about 5 minutes from here. I can print my FedEx ground postage on my printer here, and bring that sucker to Walgreens, and they'll take it. Also, Office Depot will take it. There might be other locations too.
You know, we have a FedEx. Like we have several of them close to us, but there's a FedEx that it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you could drop your shipments off there.
It's official FedEx.
Yeah. Steph, does it just say FedEx or was there something else? It's FedEx. The trucks are coming there. You know.
Do they make like a FedEx? Is it a FedEx office or something like? Is that?
There's a store. We have a store near me there. You can drop them off.
Is it
at.
FedEx?
I think it's called the FedEx Shipping Center.
Yeah, Steph thinks it's called the FedEx Shipping Center. It's new to us, but literally 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I like it.
Mine closed at like 7 p.m. I think, or 6 p.m.
Ours is right next to Cafe Rio also. Get some tacos there.
The thrift
Waiting
raider,
about Cafe Rio.
the thrift raider in the chat. By the way, the thrift raider actually gave me some free boxes Saturday, so that was really cool. She lives in Baton Rouge, and she had like a bunch of extra eBay boxes that she didn't need, and she gave them to me. So thank you. But she's saying scheduled pickup is awesome unless you live in a third floor apartment, then it's real questionable. And that's the deal with USPS, is that everybody's experience is going to differ because where you live, and also your individual carrier may or may not suck.
Yeah.
Right.
Some are awesome, and some I wouldn't trust with a $3 package.
Right.
Yeah. It's like they're human beings and they have the full range.
Right.
Nice one too. We have like our regular carrier. Like she is, even if she sees us scheduling all the time. We forgot yesterday, like Steph scheduled it the day before. She came and knocked on our door. So how cool is that? And then there's this other lady, our main one there. Then there's this other lady that fills in for at least once a week. One time I was driving to the post office and I saw her and I pulled up next to her and I was going to give her my packages, which I've done a lot of times. And she gave me a lecture about how to schedule. She did not want to take my packages. She took them. And she was upset that I walked up while she's putting mail in a mailbox and gave her mail.
That's crazy.
And then the other one goes out of her way to make sure, hey, you guys didn't have anything, do you? Really cool.
Here's a Blackberry Thistle Tea says in the chat, and I don't want to say anybody's names here, but I saw X's mom just clear shrink wrap a lawn chair and slap a label on it. Huh? Would y'all do that? Would y'all shrink wrap a lawn chair and put
I've seen people do that with like tires, and I got a buddy who he owns a tire business. He does that essentially with his tires.
A tire. Right.
Well, what's the difference? It's tire is a chair. You put some wrap around it, slap a label on it. I mean, it's
dude, I could break a lawn chair over my leg.
Yeah.
I cannot break a tire.
Right.
I shrink wrap the cases of bubble mailers I send out, and I don't even have to, but I do it just to keep them dry. But a lawn chair is entirely different, you know.
Yeah.
Like if I hit you over the head with a lawn chair, it might break, man.
Yeah.
If I hit you over the head with a tire, it's good.
Yeah, I could see some UPS guys like imitating WWF in the bay of UPS or something, and then one of them accidentally hits somebody and breaks it.
This place I used to order bubble wrap from, though, they used to send like bubble wrap, like big rolls of bubble wrap. They would just bag it and then slap a label on it. You know.
Mm-hmm. Aaron Austin said, I've shipped at least 20 vintage folding chairs that way, never an issue. And while you guys are talking, I was thinking about, like, wouldn't it matter the chair? Like, if it's a fragile chair, then I wouldn't ship it. But
I'm thinking the metal ones, like the old aluminum frame kind.
One that would be easy to make.
With like all webbing and stuff like that, yeah.
Let's say you shrink wrap it. Here's my question. Shrink wrap it up, which I don't think it's a bad way to ship it. The problem arises in when a person comes to pick that up for you, an employee that works for whatever shipping service, now that they see it, are they going to be more like, hey, attached to this thing because they can see what it is, they know what it is, I got to be careful with this. And that way it's better to ship that way because it's it's better to ship it that way because everybody's going to receive it and go, this is beautiful, and take care of it until it gets to somebody that's like, oh, somebody else is going to have this. I'm jealous.
Man, that would bother, man, I would have great anxiety shipping something. Even if Even if you told me 100 of them made it, I would still.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of like Steve on that. Yeah, I think on like a chair or something like, especially like the more metal folding chairs or whatever, I wouldn't have a problem doing that at all on something like that.
Have you done it?
I've never personally done it, but I wouldn't have a problem doing it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just because of what it is, and I think like what Steve says, I think everybody who comes in contact is going to see it. They're going to see what it is. So they're like, okay, hey, they're not just going to go toss it on your lawn or go toss it up on the front porch like you would maybe a typical box. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you get something that's in a box, a lot of times some of the people, they just don't care. They'll just chuck a box. They don't know what's in there. But if you actually have a physical item in your hand and you can see what it is, you're probably going to handle it a little differently.
I get that, but I still don't think I would do it.
No.
I think, you're just saying you'd be anxious, Lonnie, even if I
wouldn't be happy if I received it like that as a customer.
I'm not saying it's reasonable to feel angry about it. I'm just saying I wouldn't do it like that.
Right. Yeah. And I don't think there's like that kind of money in folding chairs anyway that I would not.
I think they're okay, man. I think there's actually a little money in them.
Yeah, there might be some. I mean, I guess if you get them, for the right price. Hey, I think it was Adam's Exploits earlier. He kind of reminded me of when we're still talking about shipping and stuff. And I'm sure you guys are all aware of this, but he said the boxery is a good place to pick up boxes, and that's actually, I think I had mentioned that or whatever when I was talking, and that's actually like I get like these are 8x8 boxes. I ship all my hats and these and stuff like that. But it's I think you can find them on eBay, and I think they actually have their own website. But it's a really good place to get. I think they've got almost every single kind of size box out there. I mean, you can pick up all sorts of stuff from them, and they're actually pretty reasonably priced as well.
They're good, but you got to watch all these companies, man. They'll. Right. I've noticed, like I used to order from the boxery a lot too. Mm-hmm. And I would get some stuff really cheap, and then I noticed they would just randomly raise prices on some boxes.
Well, crazy. The thing that I noticed with the boxeries is they're like double walled, so they're a little thicker and heavier than like the typical boxes. Some of the cheaper boxes that you get and stuff like that. So do
you care with a hat?
Well, not with a hat, but I mean, if I'm selling, I mean, I don't just ship hats. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll use this for other stuff, but I mean, this is typically, my hat box. I mean, that's what I, typically use. But yeah, I mean, the
boxery, they're good.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that their boxes are a little better quality than like the Walmart boxes. Like, I get like the little boxes from Walmart as well, but they're not double walled. You know what I mean?
You know what else they are? They're super, super fast.
Yeah. Yeah,
they're so fast.
Yeah. I was actually really surprised when I got mine. I was like, "Holy cow!" I go, "These are." Yeah, it was just like a couple days. They were real quick. Now I didn't know if it was just due to the proximity of where I live or what have you, but yeah, they were very fast.
That's cool.
Nice. I may have to check them out for sure.
And the lawn chairs. Okay. First off, Eric Dominic said he sold some for $100, and most of these chairs are never mind. I was gonna do a joke. I'm not gonna do it, but
no, do it, Steve. You're too far in, man. You gotta go for it.
I felt bad because it has nothing to do with the Belgians. Okay, I'm gonna let it go though. But so some have sold for $100. So I at that price I start to lean towards Lonnie.
Exactly.
Say, yikes! If you're selling something that expensive, man, I would be, and I'm not saying don't do it or it's wrong. I would feel like, man, I would feel comfortable doing that. And like Steph said, if you received it.
Dude, if you shipped one, like if you just wrapped it, like I have a roll of that stuff right here. Like this stuff right here.
Yeah.
If you just roll one with like that, and then you put a label on it, and then you shipped it, and then it got broke, and they would be like, well, no shit, it got broke. All you did was put some friggin' saran wrap, you dumbass. What'd you think of that?
Lonnie, how about you with one of your Zero Halliburton cases?
Well, I don't actually pack them that well.
They're made to ship.
Yeah.
But I do put them in a box. I mean, I put them in like 2 boxes usually. So.
Yeah.
I meant put shrink wrap around it and just let it go.
Yeah. That's the perfect.
That's about the same thing, right? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's funny you mentioned that because I was just going to bring that up. I was like, yeah, he just had all those cases. I wonder how he shipped those.
You know what I did? I went and bought, just to bug Steve and Steph, I went and bought Home Depot, the big Home Depot boxes, and I slit the side off of them, I lay them out, and then I put the Zero Halliburton in a contractor bag, put it on top of that cardboard, and then I, with the Resell Killer Resizer thing, and then I fold it over, and then I do it again, and I fold it over, and I do it again, fold it over, and that's it.
Nice.
That Rod at Win by Doing says that's not shrink wrap. Plastic wrap, whatever, dude. Okay.
Yeah, Steve calls it shrink wrap too, but he means the.
Was he talking about the kind you heat up?
No, he was talking about stretch wrap. Like saran wrap.
This is stretch wrap that I have here. It's like,
yeah.
I thought that's what we were
he
talking about.
He calls it shrink wrap, but it's not.
So what are they talking about then?
Oh, they're talking nonsense. Who was that, Rob?
Rob, what am I doing? Trying to cause trouble.
Hey, so what is it? What is the, like, when they were talking about the chair? Yeah, what are they? Are they actually? It's something that's heated up and it's shrinking down there, or how are they doing it?
I don't know.
I think we must be talking about what we're talking about.
I think so too.
Okay, so who said something about an actual shrink wrap where you put heat on it?
That's Rod causing trouble. Shrink wrap. Rod is saying shrink wrap. I think you heat up to shrink. Yeah, right. That's right. We're on that, but I think we're not talking.
Stretch wrap. That's the technical term. Yeah. We call it shrink wrap, but it's.
What does it say in the UK? Stretchy wrap or something. Remember?
Oh yeah, they did say something funny.
And there is a fetish for that too, by the way.
I bet there is, Lonnie. I bet there is.
Steve already knows. He has it covered.
Dwayne, can you talk on your own channel yet or not?
I don't know. You tell me.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Oh,
yes.
Wow, only an hour and a half into my own damn show.
Okay, Dwayne, you talk the rest of the half an hour.
See you guys.
Yeah, I just came in to close the show, I'm the closer.
You had information about Pirate Ship, I remember, that you wanted to talk about.
Not really. You guys covered it. They had, they were going to come on and explain some things. I have some propaganda about what is it, international shipping or something like that they're going to come into here pretty soon. So that they're going to roll out. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll shoot that over to you. I think I showed it to Lonnie, right? You looked at it, Lonnie, or actually, yeah, I think I put it in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you post it in the Facebook group for the Reseller Six Pack?
Yeah, I'll post those in the Reseller Six Pack Facebook group. So it's it actually looks like it'll save some money on basically it's international shipping under 4 pounds. So what is that? First class international or whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly what international first class is.
Yeah, so.
Very
but
nice.
I use Pirate Ship. I like it because, like I said in earlier, I pay with my PayPal debit card, so I get 1% back on all my shipping that I wouldn't normally get because you can't pay with your debit card through eBay. And I do all my shipping through it because for me it's the same price as eBay. So it just makes sense for me to do it that way.
Was there any?
And like it was said, they said earlier, it does dump in. It dumps back into eBay the shipping tracking information.
That's really cool.
What was that, Steve?
Nice.
So while you were unavailable, were there any tools or anything like that we were going over those things that popped in your head, or any tricks on how to game the system with all the post office equipment?
Actually, you guys did a pretty good job. The only other thing that I use a lot is my label printer. That has saved me a ton of time. I have a Zebra. I know other people use Dymos. Some people are still cutting and pasting. But as soon as I went to a label maker, my shipping time, I gained a lot of time.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
if Steph talks about these FedEx labels, I'm gonna scream. I swear.
Oh, but that is the
You
way
know
I'm
it's coming.
I know.
right on with that.
Go ahead, Steph.
So
All right. Let me get it out. For those of you guys paying for labels, quit paying for labels. You can get this pack of labels, 200 for free from FedEx on FedEx website. UPS does it too. They're half sheet labels. If you've got a laser printer, you're gonna put toner in it once every couple years only. Inkjet, I would try to find a laser toner somewhere, laser printer. But anyway, it's a half sheet and it says FedEx at the side, but it's not on the label. It's next to the label.
Yeah, you could cover
Free.
boxes.
So
with it,
similar to that, UPS will give you labels for your zebra because they use a zebra printer, and all it has is right on the very bottom, right here. It has a UPS, but it's blank everywhere else.
Nice.
So you can get free labels that way as well for your zebra printer. I don't know if they have them for dymos or not, but so there you go. You don't have to pay for them that way either.
I feel like Steph probably wallpapered it.
Oh, sorry.
And I was just gonna say, I feel like you probably wallpapered an entire room in your house with this these FedEx labels.
Oh my gosh. They're awesome.
cover
Wow.
boxes with it.
Yeah. And I do have a cheat hack for those of you who print on Poshmark and you still have to cut out the label because you can't get the stupid thing to fit on here.
You mean like this? I hate these. These are my damn Poshmark things. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you don't have to print on paper. I've got a thing, Andy. I sent you to the six-pack chat, but I'll put it in there. But
Okay.
there's a on your printer, you put in when you go to push print, you type in these certain dimensions. It'll shrink it down. It's still gonna be a small label. It'll shrink it, and it will turn it to this, sideways landscape mode, and or portrait mode actually on the landscape. And then if you shrink your size down another one, it'll fit it on there, and you can use a label if you use half sheets.
Okay.
And on these, if you just make them 4x6, it'll put it right onto those these labels for Poshmark as well. Mercari, on the other hand, I have not figured out how to get the damn thing to fit on Mercari. So I have, but Poshmark is a much easier. It's just on a 4x6 label for the label printer. So
Yeah, because I was talking with Wade over at Wade's Ventures, and he uses the Rollo, and I know that Karen and what's her name,
why not? Or not?
what's that? She was on the Poshmark talk here the other day with Tanya and us. The Flamingo.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about. I know
Thrifty Flamingo.
Yeah, she also uses the Rollo, and that one works really, really well for doing both labels. So I've actually been thinking about just going to a Rollo and using one of those.
Nice.
Rod at Win by Doing said Mercari is so second quarter 2018. That's so funny. It's like there's all these trends, right, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Everybody's like doing Poshmark, and then everybody's doing like some other site. I know what he's talking about there.
I figure the more people looking at my crap, the better chance I have to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Lonnie, tell us
Steph.
about your awesome printer because I have used it.
You know what? I don't even want to talk about it. You know?
I personally loved it. I love it. I used it.
I have a Dynamo 4XL, okay, and I paid actual money to a company to ship me labels. I have a case of labels that'll probably last me for a few years. I paid I think like $60 for all those labels. So I paid money for it, and I told Steph about it when I did it, and she was like, "You should do FedEx." I was like, "No," and I'm gonna buy some boxes at Home Depot too.
I'm sorry, Lonnie. I'll shut up.
No, don't shut up. No, it's good.
I want everybody to do everything free if they can. So
I know you do. That's
Well,
right.
I do.
Lonnie, he'll spend $60 on those labels. That's his choice. And then he'll go to a yard sale, and if something's $1, he wants it for a quarter. Like, hey, I've already got it at $1. Would you do a quarter?
That's not true.
Hey, priorities. Wherever you're set your priorities, it's up to you.
That's right. I'm glad you brought up the label printers there, Dwayne. That actually is a really huge time saver.
It is.
It is for me. I mean,
huge.
I got to tell y'all that this thermal printer has made a big difference for me. Like it's so easy. Like when I'm doing like, especially on a Monday when I think tomorrow I have like 26 labels I got to do. It's gonna make it so much easier.
Nice.
Tell us why. Do you do the bulk label through
No,
eBay?
I don't. I print them one at a time because I
do
would get
too.
that shit mixed up.
Right.
Me
That's
too.
what I do.
That's why I print mine one at a time. I do one at a time so that I make sure I get the right label on the right item.
So you know what I used to do, Steph, I have a laser up here too. And you know what I used to do with those 2-up laser labels?
Mm-hmm.
I'd print one and I'd stick it on the package. I'd print another, but then after it would print, I would have all these half labels, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to make a stack of those. And then I would have like, but I'm horrible. I'm horrible with that stuff. So I'd have like interspersed. I would have like full labels. Some had half labels, and then I had like this big old gangly pile, and some would have no labels at all. You know what I mean? And then I would like. Have you ever seen like an infomercial where they're selling something?
Yeah.
And like they have the guy that like is a total clumsy like you know what I'm saying? That was with the freaking labels. And then when I got this Dymo, and it's like rip it and I'm done. And I don't have to like turn it around and feed it through the other way and all that other bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, I am so much happier now. And it's worth whatever I spent on all of it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's a
It
good.
really is. It's a time saver for sure.
Don't you wish
So
eBay would make a little bit of tweak if you're going to do the bulk, printing labels, and just put a little thing in the corner that at least gives you a cheat, like a little
no
bit of
shit, huh? Yeah.
something.
maybe put your custom label. You know that.
Or how about the
spot where you
title?
have your custom label.
Yeah, the
How about
title.
the item title?
Yeah,
Dude, they could print the item title like that tall.
it would be.
Yeah, but would you want that on your label? Because
Yeah.
I mean, when people grab your package, they're going to see that, oh, this has a Nintendo DS in it. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's going to say it right on the outside of your label. Would you really want that?
I take the time
don't
to
think
start
about
it
that
out.
too much.
Yeah.
It'd be handy.
That'd be awesome. I wish that was.
Usually, me says you can put your custom SKU on there. How?
Where does it print out, Tracy?
And how do you do it? Where do you go in your settings?
Say more.
Right.
That would be amazing.
Now you're on the.
Rally Roots does it
here.
by zip code.
I don't care about that part. It's like when you got the label and you got a stack of them, trying to figure out and remember who this went to this guy, and you got to go look it up on the computer just to make sure it's this guy. Is it for sure his last name? Is it really, really this one? That's the tough part.
You know what?
So mixed up.
I've shipped like 8,000 something items. All right. I've done it a couple of times. I've switched up shipments like maybe a couple of times, but it had nothing to do with the labels. So.
Yeah.
And I don't ever want to do that either. That would be a big mess. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so they're saying
Custom-
that the custom SKU comes out on the right side, super tiny.
Right side, super tiny.
I'm gonna go look at that, see if it printed it today.
Print one just to see.
I got one right here. It's not on mine,
Oh, I thought
which
you.
is good because we've got our cost and our place that we bought it. Everything's on the SPO box.
Is that something you have to select? You
Yeah,
have
they
to
said
like.
there's a little box.
Yeah, she said there's a check box.
Oh, okay.
Instead of
So
eBay
I guess you have to
stock
check
or
the box.
settings. I've
Prints
never
on the side means tab. Label select. Print custom SKU instead of file number.
What file number?
So
Where's
it's
it even put a file number?
See our tape?
I don't know.
I did that. I put it all the way around that sucker.
I've never seen a file number on a box either.
Uh-uh.
I bet
It's just in your
Steve,
settings when you print your labels.
I bet Steve is a madman in shipping. Because like when Steve gets in the zone, like dumpster diving,
It's like a mad scientist.
he's crazy. He's like, He's got one speed. He's like on or off. Like right now, you're off.
Wouldn't you get that crazy look in your eye and you just start peeling out the dumpsters and stuff?
Yeah, dude, you're like
up the side.
Yeah, you know I'm talking about, Steph.
Oh, I know it. I know when he gets the look, and I'm like, keep it down, keep it down. He starts getting it on this show too.
Turbo. I used to work with a guy like that. His name was Tommy, and we used to call him Turbo Tommy because he would like.
Turbo Tommy.
Well, see,
the new
in the chat has taught me something. So, because they were saying on the new shipping format, there's a you check to show your custom field. See,
sweet.
That's why we have learns.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I wonder how that comes out and where it comes out, and then what it kind of looks like. Because I'm like Steve and Steph, where mine has what I paid for it, the date I listed it, where I bought it. You know, what I mean, it has all that information in there. And I don't want to say it's paid $3.99 on this day. You know,
he's got his whole spreadsheet, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes it easy when I'm doing my spreadsheets because when I'm, going through doing that and I click on my stuff, it's like it's all right there. What I'm, I can just see it and I can put it into my spreadsheet real fast. So that does make it nice.
Thrifty 50/50 vet is saying it's in the old one too. I've been using for years. So,
I think I set money 6 years ago and never looked at it since. So it's probably in there. Well,
somebody,
it up, huh?
I don't remember who it was, but there was somebody it was either one of our comments or something, or maybe it was a video we saw when I was trying to figure out something weird with shipping, but somebody said there's certain settings you will have versus somebody else depending on when your account was open with eBay.
Ooh.
Like you might have, I can't remember what
there's like a classic interface.
Well,
right.
What's the video I saw? I can't remember what the feature was, but one of them had it and one of them did not. And it had to do with maybe it was when I was trying to figure out what our glitch could be on our account, but whether pass your shipping rate onto your customers or your discount onto your customers or not. Some people don't even have that option or something.
Do y'all do that? Because I do. I pass the shipping discount on. I know some people don't.
We always have, but since we've had this shipping glitch, we turned it off to see if that would maybe try to fix it, and it doesn't seem to. So we got to put it back on. But so
it's flat rate. Most of my stuff, anything that ships first class, I just flat, and then anything that'll fit into a padded flat rate, I do flat. So.
See, Mark Corbett is saying I hide shipping. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about whether you give them your eBay discount on the shipping or not.
Oh, maybe he means on the shipping label where you say where you're going to show how much it costs.
I don't show that.
I don't either, unless I accidentally have it on. It defaults. If you had it on last time on something, it'll be on there for the next time if you don't uncheck it. But so sometimes we do put it on there because if say it was free shipping, we want them to know, hey, this really cost me this much, or if we charge them shipping, we charge them exactly what we paid. We want them to see that, yes, this cost me $382 and it cost you $382, something like that. We do it on that sometimes.
That's a good point. I like that. Show them that shipping does cost something.
Yeah, say it like it was a free item. You offered free shipping. It cost you $35 to ship it. You want them to see that. You know what? This wasn't free.
Science. Steph is bringing science up now.
What?
It's science you're trying to do to people with your little mind games.
Psychological mind games?
Yes. She brought it up. I didn't. Science.
Steve, you know what that looks like behind your head there? It looks like a claw machine.
It does.
If you're good with the claw.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't mind having a claw machine in the house. It'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
Fun.
You're like, I need Post-its. Going back there to go get a little Post-its.
Got all your supplies.
Yeah, you gotta go win them.
A bunch of kittens, and you get one try.
Oh, I would get a kitten.
You get to save one. You pick one kitten to save.
Oh, we'd have a bunch of kittens. Here's the game then.
Okay.
A bunch of kittens, and you get to keep one.
Yeah.
But like, say you get a hold of one, there's a certain time. If you do not meet the time frame, it's going to shock that cat.
Okay.
You either gotta let the cat go if you're running out of time, and never get a cat, or you fry that sucker.
I'm getting 8 cats, and they're all getting.
There's only 6 in there.
All 6 of them are coming out. They're coming out with the claw. They're all hanging
Wasn't
on.
the king thing?
Yeah.
They put the cat into that room all the time. Cat's Eye or something. Stephen King, something like that.
What?
No, that sounds familiar. There was a show.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
And it was a Stephen King thing, and they put a cat in this room, and then they just shocked the floor out. And
Why?
I don't know. It was Stephen King.
Oh.
I can't remember that. But,
So, Steve, why can't it be puppies? Why did it have to be cats?
He
No.
doesn't want to get cats,
no,
and I want cats
she
really
wants
bad.
a cat. We had cats.
Fill your thingamajig with puppies, and you still do the same shocking
He
thing, or
loves
is that just with
cats
cats?
too. He just pretends.
I don't shock anybody. If it was me and they said, "Hey, if you don't get them out in time, then it gets shocked," I said, "Well, then we'll leave them in there." I'm not shocking.
That's what
no
he was hoping my
freaking animal.
answer would be, and that would be my saying I'm not having a
What
cat.
Lonnie's trying to do is there was a time when Lonnie said something about a cat. He's trying to get that
We
off
have
the ledger.
cats. We
I
have
know,
cats.
That's what was so shocking about what you said.
Aaron Austin says, I watch claw machine YouTube vids every day. And yeah, it does look like a claw machine.
I watch him every day.
He's an expert.
That's awesome, Aaron.
Y'all remember the one, I'm not saying what show it is. It's SpongeBob SquarePants. Did anybody watch SpongeBob?
The one.
It's the episode where Squidward got hooked on the claw machine. And he would spend all day feeding quarters and he sucked at it.
Oh my goodness.
But I think I have this right. I think he couldn't figure it out, but SpongeBob could. It would drive Squidward crazy. SpongeBob was a master of the claw. Squidward.
Oh my gosh.
Well, now I'm gonna have to go look up that episode. Apparently,
That episode of SpongeBob.
it's an episode.
Seriously, you'll find it on. I think it's a classic, actually.
It's an episode.
That's funny.
To 3. So we've slowly went from 7 or 8 people down to 3.
Did we really, Dwayne?
Oh,
We
where did
still have
everybody
2
go?
more hours, though.
Hey, Dwayne. Can you hear well? I submit.
Yeah.
This is going to be a little controversial. I need you to receive this with an open mind. Maybe they're not gone.
Oh my goodness.
No,
He wants to talk science with you, Dwayne.
we might
Let's
be
do it.
in a simulation. So who's to say?
Over to your right, Steve. If you look to the right, sorry guys, gotta go. That means they're gone.
Yeah.
Dwayne, you're in a simulation. Think about it.
Okay, honey.
Do you really think that all this is real? Do you?
Real enough for me, man.
Okay, one thing I wanted to say about shipping. This is one more tool that we didn't talk about. I saw somebody wrote it in the chat. Having a weighted
Dispenser?
shipping dispenser
I
is
need
the
one.
best.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, rather than having
That's
to use a
awesome.
big
I
gun,
need to get one of those.
it's handy. Yeah, but they're so heavy you can just rip your
You
piece
know,
off. It's great.
thing here. This is
What?
my take. I like these much better than the actual guns themselves. And this little plastic piece is 6 years old now.
We have that
Dwayne,
one.
I agree 100%.
That one's better than the gun. We think so too.
It's
just-
I think
Oh,
some
yeah.
people are better with the gun because I've watched people do
Yeah.
it. Man, that's good. That one you've got, that's the one.
I agree. When I first started eBay, when I wasn't full time or anything, I bought that at Walmart. It's way overpriced. It's $5 with the tape in it or whatever.
It's $6 with a roll of tape, and this is $6.
It's 20-yard roll or something, right?
Yeah.
But I agree. It's very sporty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the handle one, and it's got that thing, and nobody's quite exactly sure how to use it.
And the
Yeah.
stupid handle one, the tape always flips down and touches itself all the time to where
Yeah.
No,
your
it
box
matters.
is unsealed.
You know what it is?
That one.
You got to get the right tape, Steph.
Oh,
If you buy the cheapest of cheap tapes, which you probably did.
No, Costco, when it's on coupon.
Oh, okay. But the really, really cheap tape will fold back on itself real easy because it doesn't have enough rigidity to stay. You know how they have the two guides on the side?
Yeah.
It'll like escape in between those two guides.
Mm.
I know.
Anyway, I love this one. This is what I use, and like I said, the only bad thing about this is you can't get the 144 feet of tape or whatever. You can only get the 60 yards or whatever the heck it is. You know what I mean? Because they have the doubles and the singles.
Wait, I got to read this from Bumcrack Picker. Bumcrack Picker said, "I'm old school. I still use string to wrap parcels."
That's
awesome.
funny.
I like that.
Thrifty Flipside said, I had a favorite tape gun for over 12 years. My mom gave it to her friend for 2 weeks.
That sucks.
Hey, Dwayne, who is your internet provider? I'm curious.
Xfinity.
I can't even understand what
Infinity, I think you said.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Note to self, never use that company. Amazon Seller 99 says, I like the thin tape. When you use the tape guns, you just have to flick it right. I think somebody else said it's in the wrist. Oh, yeah, Amazon Seller. It's true. It's like there's a little, like, you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people do it, and it looks impressive. I'll go through a freaking, I'll start going like this, and when it goes bad, it's like a spider web. And then I get so frustrated with it.
He gets that crazy dumpster dive look in his eye, and he starts going ballistic on the tape. He hates it.
I freaking hate it. And then that other one, that's like driving. The big one to me is you're driving a truck, and then that other one you're driving a Porsche 911.
Mm. Okay.
And you're just fast, and it's like.
All right, for showing up, all Lonnie, I think it's on your channel next week. If you can understand me,
You're breaking up, so we're going to go for 2 more hours.
Wayne?
I think he said he wants to go 2 more hours.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's your
Okay.
channel, dude.
He's going to sing, I think. He said some karaoke.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dwayne. Sing it. We're with you.
Yeah. Well, you lead. We'll follow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Your connection comes in better than it ever has. Here we go.
All right.
Oingo boingo.
I agree. I like strawberry milk better than chocolate milk too, Dwayne. I think you make a good point there.
Yeah.
Good point.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Is he talking?
Is milk bad for you?
He's frozen. Oh, he's back. Okay.
Like chocolate milk, like they say that's good for after a workout because it provides you with all the things you need. And then some people say milk is bad for you.
I think all the hormones and stuff.
What do you think, Dwayne?
Dwayne said, "You suck it straight from the cow's teat." Are you serious?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Dude, that is crazy.
Dwayne he likes to go back to his, like, hey, I want to be as raw as possible. He thinks it makes him stronger, and I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Not a fan of pasteurization. All right. Fine.
I think
That's true.
Dwayne wanted us to end up the show for him.
Have you ever drank from a cat?
We're not doing that.
Lonnie did that.
Dwayne, have you ever drank from a cat teeth? Thumb up or thumb down if you have.
Dwayne, I have.
Yes, he has.
Dwayne, I have teeth. Can you milk me?
Yeah.
Let's ask Dwayne questions.
Okay.
That's how we. Each of us will have 20 questions, and we'll do a round robin.
Okay.
Dwayne, who?
If your answer is yes, don't say anything, Dwayne.
Yeah. If your answer is yes, just remain quiet. Is it true? Is it true there's a video of you and some tidy whities. Okay, that's true.
Possibly.
He's very brave.
No, he answered. I
That's
heard
the
him.
thing.
He
When
said
you
possibly.
did that punishment challenge on Cincinnati Pickers channel when Lonnie won, and you guys did an episode on S&M things, were any of those items your own items? If they were, just don't say anything. Okay.
Lonnie?
Oh, you know what? You know what's funny? This reminds me of a good Dwayne story. Y'all know, did I tell you the one about the time that I was selling a Spanish class on like CD-ROM?
Okay.
Dwayne sent me, like it was around that same time, Dwayne sent me a photo of, it was about a 2 foot long, double-ended.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, I'm not even kidding, guys.
That's
It's
the
about-
item I was talking about, if that was his.
It was like 2 feet long. It was like stretched out on like a snake on the carpet. Okay? He sent me a picture and I screenshot it when he sent me the photo. Okay?
I don't want to lose this picture.
But
No,
I
you
was
did it
right.
on the channel.
I was in the middle of photographing a Spanish class that I was going to list on eBay. Okay? So I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. I want to save that for later. Screenshot. And then I finished out like 3 more photos for the Spanish thing, right?
Yeah.
So then I finished it out, and then I listed the Spanish thing, and I forgot about it. And like 2 months later, I get a question about the Spanish class. And I open it up. I'm like, all right, fuck a question. I love this, right? And they say, will this work on the Mac or is it for PC only? So I pull up the listing. And I'm like, you know what? I'll read it on the box, you moron. I'll find out. I'll read the box, you dumbass, because it's probably there.
Yeah.
So I start flipping through the pictures, and it's like, boom! There's a 2 foot long double-ended dong. It's like picture number 4 or 5 on this eBay listing.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome. And he left it
And
in
the guy
there.
just asked you about, he just had a regular question for you.
He said, is this compatible with Mac?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it was so funny. It
Oh.
was so funny. And I think they were trying to call my attention to it, and I couldn't believe I was dying.
In a polite way. Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
So, Dwayne, how do you feel about that?
Dwayne,
Oh my
what did you
goodness.
use that for anyways? Was that something you did with the dairy cows on the farm next door? Or was that like a...
You got to ask him if he doesn't. It's got to be a question where it's yes or no, Lonnie. If he doesn't answer, it's yes.
Okay.
Dwayne, let me help you, Lonnie. Dwayne, did you use that thing more than 3 times?
Poor Dwayne.
Okay, here's the... Dwayne, do you still have that?
Dwayne. Uh-oh, is he getting it?
Uh-oh.
I thought he was...
Is anybody still watching this right now?
I don't
Everyone
know.
is buffering.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Well,
We
no.
probably shut it down, huh?
That's yeah, he probably turned it off live a long time ago.
Dwayne,
All right.
are you? Never mind. It's Dwayne's show.
Okay. All
All
right.
right, guys. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining us on Dwayne's throwback to the silent film era. We appreciate you guys being here, and thanks again, and enjoy your life. Lonnie, you got any closing comments for Dwayne and yourself?
Yeah, double check your friggin' photos, guys.
You said double too.
Hey, I'm sure I'm not the only. Don't judge me. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's had a picture of a double-ended dong on my phone.
I'm
Wasn't
listening.
for sale. Oh, that's
Hey,
so
Dwayne.
funny.
Lonnie, I can't.
Yeah.
because you were able to talk. I was gonna say, do you still have that on your phone? But I know you do.
I don't know. I think I.
Just to pause means you do. And now everybody will wonder why. That was years ago.
Yeah.
Why do you still have that?
It was like 6 months ago.
Oh my goodness.
It was the last football season, remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
By the way, I won this year's game too, and there is a punishment in store. So
You did.
Oh, the opening salvo. Ooh.
we had a bet.
So
Did
you guys will
win
know
or
about
lose?
I haven't checked.
Oh.
There will be a Cincinnati Picker and Lonnie Gross-Lips. They have a bet. This is the second year of the football league, fantasy football league, and the second year of the bet. Lonnie won last year, and apparently
It's a different bet though. Different bet.
Oh, not doing the same thing.
Do you have a trophy or anything, Lenny?
I do. I'm so glad you asked.
Let's see that trophy. Hey, Dwayne, do you want him to show the trophy? Yeah, Dwayne wants to see it also.
I think that's affirmative. Yes.
Yeah, it is. Definitely is.
Dwayne, do you think that Lonnie will lose this year?
Hey,
Yeah.
Dwayne, you want to trade us your best quarterback?
Not quarterback.
Oh,
You want a running back.
Running
Your best
back?
running back?
there you go.
Thanks. He's a man of his
All
word.
right.
All right, guys. Thanks again. Everybody have a good evening or a good morning in the case of our friends from the UK. Have a splendid morning.